Hello, Chevron employees, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Sam, and I will be behind the scenes today moderating this presentation. In just a second, we will be joined by Patrick Ray, one of our senior financial advisors here who specializes in the Chevron plan, and he'll be talking to Chevron employees today about how to handle a layoff after the age of 50 and some steps to take to find a new career path. Before he comes on though, just a couple quick housekeeping items for you. First and foremost, please be reminded that we are not Chevron here. We are not affiliated nor endorsed by Chevron. We are a completely independent group of financial advisors, so please keep that in mind as you're listening along today. Second, you will see some links popping up throughout the presentation. They will pop up right above our heads here, and they will guide you to our calendar where you can book an appointment with either Patrick Ray himself or one of his Chevron-focused colleagues to speak to them directly about any specific concerns or situations you may have. You can also use that complimentary 15-minute block of time to get started or updated on your retirement from Chevron. We would be thrilled to help you with that. And lastly, I apologize in advance. We will not have time today to answer any questions, but I encourage you to still ask away. There is an anonymous Q&A box on the screen there that I will be monitoring backstage here. And you can ask away. It's completely anonymous, as I said, and I will make sure one of our Chevron-focused retirement financial advisors can reach out to you after the presentation to answer those questions. And one more thing, if you please consider doing so. Please consider giving us a follow on YouTube as well as over on LinkedIn. We post tons of retirement-related content for Chevron employees, so we really think you'd get some value out of it if you considered giving us a follow. And that is it for me. I'm going to jump right into it now with Patrick Ray.
Hello, and welcome to today's presentation. My name is Patrick Ray. I'm one of the retirement advisors here with the Retirement Group, and today we're going to discuss laying the foundation for post-layoff recovery. And specifically, we're going to talk about some strategies for financial stability and some things that we have seen in the past that create some success in the job search market. We're going to talk a little bit about overcoming some challenges that we see on a fairly regular basis, and then talk about embracing new opportunities. And then we're going to give you a little bit about what we know our experience has been in helping folks transition through something similar to this. So laying the foundation for post-layoff recovery has a couple of key steps and phases in our eyes. Understanding the layoffs at age 50, which is a big priority. Key steps to taking priorities prior to layoffs, which are helpful in all aspects, and then searching for some new income sources. And so specifically, the layoffs at age 50. These are often due to organizational changes and not necessarily due to personal performance. So while it's easy for us to say you shouldn't take this personally, it's more of a business decision in most all cases. And the age group that is being earmarked to have this applied to in most cases are that 50 to 55-year-old range. And this is the age group that is in their peak earning years. And it makes layoffs especially impactful not only for the company and hopes to continue to save resources and monies to help their bottom line, but it's incredibly impactful for individuals who, of course, weren't expecting or anticipating that this otherwise was going to happen to them. So some key steps to consider taking prior to the layoff would be to check your benefits and certainly understand what, if any, severance packages are being offered to you, and then get into the weeds if you can with respect to your health insurance. And namely, what I'm speaking of is if you're taking certain medications or you're seeing a specific doctor that's correlated to your healthcare, that you might want to confirm that that's still going to be a possibility or that you'll still have access to once you actually are laid off. You certainly should explore your unemployment benefits for the given state and or city that you live and or work in. And then consider for penalty-free income monies that you can use under what they call post-55 separation payments by taking withdrawals from your 401k. And there's a whole presentation that we have to talk about this. And I would recommend that if you haven't already done so, you should check this out if this applies to you, because not only is post-55 separation an option, but something called the Rule of 72T is also an option, both of which are IRS approved and allow you to take penalty-free income without paying the 10% excise tax to the IRS. And that happens prior to being 59 and a half. Then, of course, revisiting your current and future tax plans, given your situation in the event that you may be married, and possibly what it looks like from an income need perspective and where you're going to create those finances and resources from. And then consider a trial retirement scenario and how each of these scenarios play out. Like, what would happen if you did retire at 54 years old and just rode off into the sunset and used your retirement assets that you've saved and worked an entire lifetime to accumulate? Maybe we want to look at a scenario that shows you working a part-time job for the next 4 years and then retiring and riding off into the sunset. And all of these are done through different versions of our cash flow projection, which we'll talk a little bit about later. Searching for new income sources, you could consider starting a business. Oftentimes, you could consider accepting part-time work. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that we see often is the concern for you to need to recreate the exact pay that you were earning prior to getting laid off. So if you were earning $125,000 a year, as an example, at your company, the concern of needing to step into a role somewhere at a new employer and earning that same $125,000 per year. Now, clearly, in an ideal circumstance, otherwise not known as the ideal circumstance of getting laid off, but having a job found that would replace your income, that would be great. Except many times we find that it's tough to do. And so running a plan to help you understand how that gap is completed or filled with a part-time scenario where you're getting part-time income in addition to creating some income from your other retirement sources may be something for you to absolutely consider. And then, of course, seeking similar positions to leverage your experience. Oftentimes we hear that in some cases people are over educated, or they're over complimented to how much service that they've had in this particular arena. And in many cases, it's because you're looking for lesser employment to try to find something to bridge the gap. So expectations are everything. And we consider that if you're in a position like this, that you want to be open to adapting to the scenarios that you might be presented with. And certainly we'll talk a little bit about that here in just a moment. So strategies for financial stability and job search success, having effective financial planning after a job loss, if it wasn't already important prior to becoming unemployed. Certainly, this is the height or the pinnacle of where this would become incredibly valuable to you. And then handling stock-based compensation is certainly a key. Some of these have implications from a tax perspective. Others have deadlines from an expiration perspective. And so we want to have all things considered as to what the stock-based compensation means to you, and if you need to act on any of these things, and what the tax ramifications are for those. And then talk about some tips with respect to landing a job after you're 50. So from a financial planning perspective, evaluating the financial impact of your job loss is crucial. And if you hadn't already run a financial plan, we know statistically that most people over the age of 50 do not have a written financial plan. And so we would encourage you, if you hadn't already done so, to do that. And then making sure that you kind of bring in your financial goals and access the need to know what it is that you actually need to live off of from an income perspective. Making strategic decisions regarding all of your retirement accounts, especially if you have ancillary retirement accounts that aren't combined with your current other assets. This would be a crucial time to consider the benefits of compounding interest and how that works to your favor. And then assessing and evaluating a tax plan for not just the given year that you're in, especially if some kind of severance is offered, or a bonus pay, or some kind of commissions that you were otherwise earned while you were still working, and they were ultimately paid to you, what that means to you today, and then, of course, for future tax years. Handling stock-based compensation is a big deal for some of our folks who have to optimize their benefits from the RSUs that they get, and their stock options and their grants. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, they're timely in many cases, and certainly there's a tax impact to many of these decisions. And so you just kind of want to get your arms around all of these things at one time. If there's a way that you can do that, you should spend some time in an effort to get your arms around that. And then considering the timing of exercising these options in the event that they do have deadlines, and running a tax proposal or a tax plan that shows the implications of this. All of which are part of the cash flow projection and cash flow planning process that we would take you through in the event that you would like some help with that. So tips for landing a job post 50 has been difficult from our experience of what we hear from our folks. But engaging in professional development is certainly a way to help you impact the positive energy and the positive aspects of being post 50 and looking for a job. Having a network and preparing for interviews is a big deal. Practicing is certainly something that would be encouraged. Updating your resumes and highlighting the skills that you have are also big tips and certainly key points to consider. And then if you don't already have a LinkedIn profile, you should probably consider creating one of those so you get some exposure to other employers that are looking for potential help. Certainly that you might be otherwise in tune to apply for. And then considering the uses of a temp agency or some kind of headhunter to help you navigate through the waters that are maybe unknown to you, because maybe you've been working for the same company for dozens and dozens of years, and this is the first time that you've ever been without a job since you've been out of college, as an example. So certainly there's a bunch of professional help that you could gain in this particular market to give you some leg up on the competition, so to speak, when you go to look for a job. So overcoming some challenges and embracing new opportunities is always a big key. And we'll talk a little bit about the dangers of layoffs at age 50 plus, and then staying employable beyond in your 50s and beyond, and then have a discussion over what we actually covered here in the grand scheme of it. So the dangers of layoffs at 50 and plus is ageism leads to a prolonged job search in many occasions. And you're going to be overqualified, they're going to tell you, and they're looking for something different. We've heard all the different ramifications of what employers are telling our people who are in this position. And we know that 56% of the Americans over the age of 50 are forced out before retirement, which means that this comes at an unexpected time. So if there's never been a priority placed on the planning aspect of where you are financially, this would be the number one priority in this case from a financial perspective, for sure. And getting your arms around what it means to be laid off and where you can look to replace or supplement these income situations while you're trying to make one of the more important financial decisions that you've had to make in quite some time. Staying employable into your 50s and beyond is leveraging experience and embracing the new technology. I can't tell you how many times that we've heard from our folks about the unwanted or the lack of desire of learning a new process or learning a new way that a new company or a different company does things. And we would just encourage you to try to be as open-minded as possible, because in this given environment where maybe you weren't otherwise prepared to retire in your early 50s, this would get you to bridge the gap to get you to a more comfortable stage in life in the event that that's necessary or needed for your particular situation. So, and networking effectively, certainly many of you have built-in contacts from your years of service at the company that you just were laid off from, and reaching out to some of those folks is one of the best things that you can do from our experience, from what our folks have told us, in trying to maintain an appearance that you're in the job market, that you're actively looking for getting back into the working world. And so these are things that are certainly on top of the list when it comes to trying to network and utilize the contacts that you've made for years and years and years of hard-earned work that you've had. So navigating a layoff at age 50 requires some resilience and some adaptability. I mean, there's just no way around it, right? We know that this is untimely. It was probably unexpected in many cases. And it doesn't seem like this is the thing to do, which is to just ultimately retire, because you probably would have otherwise done that in the event that you were giving an opportunity. So going through the pros and cons of adapting and trying to find out where you're at financially and running proposals to see where the financial plans lay you as far as how it looks today versus working another 5 to 7 years, as an example, at a new firm. It's going to create some need for you to adapt to the environments and the circumstances, because the new company is going to probably do things differently than the way you've been doing it for years and years and years. And a strategic financial plan is probably one of the most important things that you could put in place if you haven't already done so that you can have a guided expectation of what's next in this volatile scenario that you're probably not accustomed to in many cases. So the key for us is planning, and I've mentioned that a number of times. during the presentation. And in reality, we know 74% of the people over the age of 50 do not have a written financial plan for retirement. And this is the population that we're talking about that are typically getting hit with layoffs. And so, as I mentioned, it's untimely and it's typically an unexpected scenario that you haven't planned for, which means now planning comes as one of the biggest priorities. And at the Retirement Group, we have a ton of knowledge and experience in helping folks that work for Fortune 100 companies transition into a successful retirement. And we have offices nationwide, and we have an intimate knowledge of many of these plans for the savings plans that you have and the pension plans that you have and the medical benefits to give you some objective opinions on what it looks like if you were to do certain things after the layoff takes place. I mentioned we offer a complimentary financial analysis, which is a cash flow projection that we would be glad to take you through if you want to spend some time with us and you're looking for some help. And you can reach out to us in a number of ways. You can info at the Retirement Group email address and email us there. You can also call the 800 number, which is 800-900-5867. You can use this QR code to the left and schedule an appointment that would put you on a calendar with one of either myself or one of my colleagues. That is a convenient time for you to ask and get answers to your questions. And then if you're not already following us on LinkedIn, I encourage you to do that. We have some company-specific pages that may very well apply to you. That would be great information in the event that you haven't already got it. So with that, I appreciate your attention today. Hopefully you found some value in spending some time with us. And as a follow-up and a final discussion point is planning is the key here, folks. And as untimely, as unfortunate as it is, if you're getting laid off and you didn't otherwise plan or expect it, that you can actually be proactive in putting yourself in the best place possible. And we're glad to help you in that scenario if you're open to getting some help. So feel free to reach out to us. And with that, I'll leave you for the afternoon. I appreciate your attention and have a great day. We'll see you next time.